Hi, this is Gil Cargill. Thanks so much for the interest you've shown in our Certified Sales Trainer program. This program will enable you to earn a certification to deliver our curriculum, The New Math of Sales Excellence. If you're looking for a way to turn your resume into your wealth, this is the way to start. Or if you're looking for a way to embellish your corporate resume and bring a revolutionary new, indeed a breakthrough in terms of sales training to your corporation, stay tuned. Both of those goals are answered through our program. First, allow me to reintroduce myself to you. I've been a sales acceleration coach since 1978. I've worked with over 5,000 business-to-business sales forces. And as you can see, I've been featured on the cover of many magazines because of my unique sales process orientation. I discovered early in my entrepreneurial career that the problem with sales training as it's traditionally applied is that it's frequently nothing more than infotainment. A little bit of information, but a lot of entertainment. I also realized that my clients wanted a permanent, measurable improvement in the ability of their customers to produce revenue through their sales efforts. They wanted to be able to find, acquire, and retain profitable relationships with their customers through their sales team, whether it be direct or indirect. In the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how to turn your resume into your wealth. You're going to gain an understanding into our sales process orientation and our curriculum, The New Math of Sales Excellence. You'll learn how to start part-time or full-time and how to get into business without extending a lot of risk. You're going to learn how to avoid the major problem that kills most new consultants and coaches, which is don't trade your time for dollars. And we've got a unique way for you to generate more money per hour than any other vehicle that I've come across. This is called our Fast Start program. And most importantly, you'll understand our certification program. Our program is designed to help you as an internal employee in a corporate environment, as a sales executive or a sales trainer, to improve the productivity of your sales force, to help your existing sales team produce more predictable and profitable results. Or, once you're certified, you can sell the New Math of Sales Excellence as an online training course, allowing you to generate significant revenue without investing significant time. And by the way, this is the best way to start part-time. And you'll learn how to deliver the New Math of Sales Excellence as a live on-site trainer if you want to go that route. You'll get all of the knowledge that you need to be prepared to operate your business, your practice, on a turnkey basis. Now, your clients will learn through your efforts and our curriculum to design, develop, and implement, and most importantly, manage a predictable sales process. Predictability is the watchword, and candidly, it's the missing ingredient in the secret sauce to driving revenue through the roof. Now, in the course of selling our program, we've learned that we had to demystify a lot of myths. We had to debunk them. Some of the myths that we get rid of during the course of helping our clients understand that there's a better way to find, acquire, and retain profitable customer relationships is to avoid the old cliche of you've got to get to know faster. I don't want my client salespeople spending time getting to know. Let's find the people that want to say yes right away by implementing a better process. Here's two that really make me crazy: work harder and work smarter. The reason those two myths make me crazy is because if we declare that we're going to work harder, that almost infers that we were pretty lazy in the recent past, doesn't it? Also, the work smarter infers that we were stupid in the recent past. Neither of those is the case. I have yet to see salespeople who deliberately work dumber, if that's a word, and are lazy. You see, most companies have opportunities for salespeople to significantly improve their W-2 by generating more revenue. Sales success in the 21st century has nothing to do with luck. A lot of companies believe that they will increase volume by lowering prices, and again, that's not the case. And a cliche that IBM taught me in my earliest days was calls plus demos equals sales. And another one that is frequently used, indeed overused, is let's put more feet on the street. Our approach, which is a process-driven approach, eliminates those myths. You see, those myths, as incorporated into traditional sales skills training, just don't work. As a matter of fact, a recent study showed that in North America, companies spent $6 billion on sales skills training, and there was no improvement. Indeed, in the year following that, sales effectiveness went down by 2%. Imagine what would have happened if they spent $8 billion. You see, they're clearly fixing the wrong problem, utilizing sales training techniques that were first documented in 1873. That's right, your computer's not publishing a wrong word, but in 1873, the founder of NCR, a gentleman by the name of Patterson, defined and documented the sales process that is utilized today. Tragically, most companies train in that process and reinforce that process, and tragically, that process, which is a skills-based process, allows the average team to compete for less than 10% of all available opportunities, and they spend less than 14% of the average day pursuing incremental revenue. When these guys were the first telephone sales force in Los Angeles, you didn't need to have much process because they were selling against nothing. In other words, they were installing the first telephones in people's homes. Obviously, in today's world, it's very difficult, probably impossible, to find a company that has no competition. Indeed, the buying process has changed since 1873, but the selling process hasn't. That's where our curriculum really starts to shine, and where you, should you choose to implement it within your corporation or to use it as the foundation for a business, will also differentiate yourself from all of the infotainers. You see, in today's world, new lead generation tactics are mandatory. Studies have shown that 80% or even more than 80% of the decision-making process is completed before a prospect meets a salesperson. The buyers are clearly more educated than ever before. Gaining access to them is more challenging than ever before, and the buyers view most vendors as commodity peddlers. Salespeople have gotten way too busy doing too many non-sales tasks, and management has a very narrow view of what's going on. You see, I believe that sales skills training doesn't work. When you're trying to train skills, you're assuming that the people are the problem. Yet and still, I have yet to see, and I've been doing this for close to 40 years, a help wanted ad that says salespeople wanted who are lazy, ignorant, and will not follow directions. But management believes that that's what they have. Here's our opportunity. Sales skills training only works if you're training rookies. Frequently, senior salespeople express a been there, done that attitude, and once we humans have achieved what I refer to as a proficiency plateau, it's virtually impossible to dramatically improve your proficiency unless you're very dedicated to practice, repetition, rehearsal, and working with a coach. Look at your golf game. Many golfers hit a proficiency plateau relatively early in their golfing experience. Significant improvement doesn't come until they've played dozens and dozens and dozens of matches and have spent hours with a pro showing them how to hit the ball more effectively. When you combine those facts with the fact that numerous studies have published that sales skills training has a 5.3 week long lifespan, you can clearly see the problem. This assumes that the people will change. And I believe that the proficiency plateau that I just discussed is a function of God-given attributes in DNA. Consequently, it's pretty foolish to think that in a 1, 2, or 3 day program, you will significantly change the behavior of adults, especially adults who at one level or another are relatively comfortable with their status quo as it applies to their ability to generate revenue given their effort to make sales. We're not addressing the real problem with sales skills training. We believe that the real problem is the process. Sales skills training is rarely reinforced, and management is rarely involved. You see, the process that Patterson laid out in 1873 allowed management and salespeople to manage themselves with lagging indicators. I put a picture of two pilots on your screen because they have a instrument panel full of dials and gauges that tell them about the future. In other words, pilots fly with leading indicators. If you fly with lagging indicators, you won't know that there's a mountain out in front of you. However, the mountains in back of you don't matter. I believe this is an appropriate metaphor for selling. I want to know how I will look at the end of the sales year. And the only way to do that is to establish KPIs, key predictive indicators, that lets me measure my activity today and correlate with some degree of accuracy my activity today into my future revenue. The indicators that we measure and manage are the number of names added to the database, the number of first meetings, the number of marketing touches, the number of deals and dollars in the funnel, the progress through the funnel, and those ratios. Those are leading indicators, and once you can establish mathematically the relationship between these indicators and year-end results, you are now flying your sales airplane with precision. Our program is a sales process training program. To the best of my knowledge, it is the only program of its kind on the market. There's no shortage of programs, including ones that we offer, that will teach you the skills of selling. But this teaches the student how to build, define, and deploy a process that will give them predictable and profitable results. Now, there's no magic associated with sales process training. You won't hear any voodoo phrases. You won't hear anything like me saying we always have to do this, that, or the other thing. One of the things that's really unique that makes my clients very happy when we've implemented process training is the activities of the salespeople can be inspected after the training. This is because we build in accountability. You see, the failure to execute a certain number of activities is clearly available for management to see. We can actually guarantee our client's satisfaction, and I'll teach you how to do that. So imagine you're going out to sell your curriculum or launch your business, and you will be the only guy or gal in town offering a satisfaction guaranteed sales acceleration experience. Our results are permanent. They don't fade in 5.3 weeks, and I have found that it's a very easy first sale when you consider that you can actually sell this as a do-it-yourself online course. Indeed, if the students were to watch all the modules back to back, it would take about 16 hours. But there's a lot of templates, guides, and workbooks that have to be completed as they go through the training. All of that, by the way, is downloadable electronically, so we'll never ask you to fill up your garage with boxes of workbooks or anything else. You will be trained to deliver implementation assistance for a fee to your clients. So your clients will pay you extra to implement the new math of sales excellence. We are available to you and through you, your clients, by phone and by web, and this is a 24/7 availability for the training. Now, the modules that are contained in the program include a module that tells the student how to use the course. After all, this is a do-it-yourself online course, and after you have enrolled them in the program, at one level, you can actually walk away and let them complete the entire program. So you can see how your time can be conserved, and you can actually start this on a part-time basis and sell this from your website, for instance. Your students will have access to our toolkit, and then the next module is the introduction to the new math. Now, in that module, I walk them through an understanding of the difference between sales skills training and sales process training. They'll understand the formula, which I'll share with you in just a moment, and then the next module is how to get more first meetings. In the 21st century, gaining access to decision makers is tougher than ever before. The decision makers are not readily available, and as I said a moment ago, they have made up most of the decision before they even meet with you. The next module shows them how to shorten the sales cycle. When you look at the amount of time it takes to close one new account, and we measure time in terms of the cumulative selling hours required to close that account, and then you mathematically understand that if you reduce that time, you could significantly increase the number of new accounts that could be closed in the course of 1 quarter or 1 year or what have you. We then show them how to improve the conversions of leads into first meetings and first meetings into sales. There's a module that shows how to stop discounting. One of the things that I've observed is many companies confuse discounting with getting a new account or new friend. The misconception here is that we perceive that by discounting we'll make someone happy. When we make them happy, they'll reward us. Nothing can be further from the truth. So in this module, the student will learn how to sell based on the value of the results that are produced, not based on the price associated with the product or service that they're selling. And by the way, this training works for all sales forces engaged in selling high-ticket items to the consumer and or any business-to-business selling environment. The next module is how to increase the amount of selling time. Sales time is precious and non-renewable. If we don't have more sales time, we can't get more sales. And that's because buyers are only available, by and large, between 8 and 5 days a week. So you can't get them to come in every day at 6, although we'd like to perhaps, nor can we get them to stay to 7 or 8 every night. So during the hours of 8 to 5, the company must have processes that assure that the sales team can spend all of that time face-to-face and or on the phone with customers who can make a buying decision. Once you've landed a new account, growing and maintaining that account is yet another process that is frequently overlooked. Now, although I don't like to have my client salespeople do their own prospecting, there are some companies where that's a reality and there's nothing that can be done in the short term to get past that. Consequently, we've implemented a module in the course to show the salespeople how to prospect in the 21st century and how to drop the bad habits that they learned in the 20th century, which frankly just don't work anymore. But once again, one of our overarching philosophies is that salespeople should sell and everyone else should do everything else. And in that regard, prospecting should be done by someone other than the salesperson. At the end of the day, prospecting is nothing more than searching for someone who's ready to buy. And there are more effective, more productive, and profitable ways to do that here in the 21st century. The next module deals with developing the KPIs, or the key predictive indicators that become the metrics that one measures him or herself against. In the event of a sales team, the metrics are assigned individually, but everyone's accountable for doing their share. The last module deals with how to write a playbook. One of the big shortcomings of most sales forces is they don't have a manual or a playbook, if you will, that tells what should be done, when it should be done, how it should be done, and how often it should be done. As a result, companies, especially small to medium-sized companies, hire good men and women and then they give them motivation to go get new deals. It's almost like managers become cheerleaders and we're expecting the cheerleading to turn the sales team into very aggressive salespeople. Nothing could be further from the truth. And then the last module deals with how to monitor and adjust the process. We rarely get it spot on the first try, but after you've implemented a process management philosophy, you and your clients will know where the process is a little bit off course and you can make adjustments. This is for prospects in your area if they can't accurately forecast, if they feel that they have little or no time for prospecting, if the reach and frequency of their marketing efforts is too small, if their active database of prospects is too small, if there's a lot of competition in the area, and if they are suffering from losing accounts by ignoring the lifetime value of those accounts, and most importantly, they need to embrace the new math of sales excellence if they are suffering from inconsistent closings. We help companies overcome hiring mistakes, avoid overpaying for underperformance, help them avoid missed forecasts, shrinking margins, low ROI for their marketing dollar, and the surprises that just infuriate and constantly frustrate the owners and stakeholders of small to medium-sized businesses. If companies aren't enjoying good team compliance, they need to work with us. Most of your prospects don't know what the KPIs for predictable success. How many first meetings should you have to get one new account? Most business owners and sales executives don't know that answer. Most don't know why they discount as much as they do. Most don't know the number of hours per new account. Most don't know how much selling time is actually available, and they clearly don't know their conversion percentages from lead to first meeting to quote, quote to transaction. These are the metrics that are vital to be managed, and once they're managed, success is very predictable and profitable. You'll learn as one of our certified trainers how to overcome the biggest problem facing the 6.2 million business-to-business sales forces in North America that are run by men and women who do not have a 4-year diploma in sales management. That's right, as of this year, there are only 18 universities in North America that offer a diploma in selling, and less than half of them offer a companion diploma in sales management. As a result, most business owners and stakeholders are flying by the seat of their pants. We have to embrace the fact that the buying process has changed. As I said earlier, 80% of the decisions are pre-made, but what are we doing to change the selling process? Because the selling process was first written down in 1873 and it's still being used today, go Google Patterson's name, Patterson and NCR, and you'll actually find excerpts from his 1873 sales training manual. But when you follow that process, you're going to compete far less often than you could. And if you compete too seldom, you won't win enough transactions. Once you're certified, that means you'll be able to deliver the new Math of Sales Excellence, our copyrighted sales process training program. You'll be certified to deliver it as a coach or as a consultant. You'll be able to deliver it internally to your current employer if you're looking to embellish your resume, or if you're looking to build a business. It is the proven curriculum that is a prerequisite for all of our other certifications. Now let me take you through what the new Math of Sales Excellence is all about. At its core, we worry about 5 metrics, and there are only 5 metrics that, once controlled, significantly drive the top line of sales organizations. The 5 metrics are the number of first meetings, the length of the sales cycle, the dollars per transaction, the conversion ratios, and the full-time equivalent, or the available selling time. This is how it looks algebraically. Number of first meetings times the dollars per transaction times the conversion ratio. Divide that sum by the length of the sales cycle, and then multiply it by the available selling time, full-time equivalent, and you get the maximum dollar generating capability of that salesperson or that sales team. It's just math. There's no magic. What we've learned is that by improving all of those things by just 5%, you'll gain leverage, and that leverage will produce a 36% increase in the top line of your sales force or your client's sales force. So one question is, can the prospect agree that they could put 5% more first meetings into their calendar? Can they agree that they could sell the average transaction for 5% more? Can they agree, at least philosophically, that they could convert 5% more of their leads to transactions, that they could shrink the sales cycle by 5%, and that they could increase the amount of available selling time by 5%. When you do all 5 of those, 5% each, there's a 36% increase in the top line. No magic, no voodoo. So the question is, let's not try to swing for the fences and try to hit home runs. Let's get a lot of doubles and you'll win. That's what it's all about. We're going to eliminate overpaying for underperformance. Our process allows management for the first time to manage with leading indicators, not lagging. Many of our clients, and there's 6.2 million prospects in North America, do not have a formal training department and they lack formal sales management education. They have no playbooks or plans as a result, and they make hiring mistakes, not because the people are bad, but because the processes utilized to recruit, hire, and train new salespeople are flawed. The marketing footprint is frequently out of alignment with the marketplace, and many of these small companies have not embraced automation to the level that they should. As a certified sales trainer, you'll be able to help these people avoid the feeling that they're alone and stranded on a desert island. They will look to you as a confidant and as a co-pilot, if you will, that will help them navigate to get to their destination. You will work at their side, but not on their payroll, as a coach or a trainer or a consultant. You will benefit from a private training portal that will be available to you and to your clients. All of our curriculum is available 24/7, 365 through our online portal. And this will enable you to manage your clients, see what they're doing, how often they log in, what their activity looks like, and most importantly, without you investing your time, you'll know that you can hold these people accountable. You'll have a selection of courses to pick from, and the training portal also enables you to make sure that everyone in your client company has been trained to improve their ability to find, acquire, and retain customers. Once you implement sales process management, sales process orientation, the hidden sales productivity issues and objections will start to surface. Many of our client companies had salespeople that complained about a sales prevention department, and you may have heard that phrase. If that's the case, you can help them. You will have a full library of support documents available to you to download and modify as you'd like so that you can implement them within your company. We even include tools that will enable you to guesstimate with your client what kind of productivity increase will be available when they work with you. We have other certifications available, but one thing I wanted to point out, you've heard me say 6.2 million is the total market potential. Verify this by going to any of the job boards I've listed on your screen and check for companies that are hiring sales managers, sales VPs, marketing managers, and or salespeople. I think you'll find that many companies are hiring right there in your neighborhood. Now, one of the signs that this tells us is that companies that are hiring additional salespeople are either growing or in trouble. They're in trouble if they're replacing someone that failed, and if they're growing, they want to continue to grow. In both cases, you can make a very strong argument that without a playbook, without a process, growth will be a function of luck. Or you can say the reason they're in trouble is because they don't have a process orientation and they don't have a playbook. In either case, you win. As I said a moment ago, we have additional certifications available to you that you can work with at your convenience, and your training fee for the first certification is 100% applicable to all of the upgrades. So you can upgrade whenever you want. But we'll show you how to build and deploy sales-only peer groups. It's revolutionary, it's great, and it creates a passive recurring revenue stream for you. You can make a lot of money just offering second opinion interviews, which is another service. You can function as a fractional sales manager or sales VP. We'll train you to do that, and you can be certified in that. You'll be able to deliver the new math of sales excellence live, or you can sell and only sell the do-it-yourself training. You will learn how to convert your initial engagements into consulting projects and get paid to implement new, more effective processes within a company. And we'll show you how to implement group coaching. You'll be able to have a solid six-figure income into a large market. And by joining us and getting certified with us, you're actually partnering with us. And remember, I've got almost 4 decades of experience of selling and delivering training, consulting, and coaching into the small to medium business market. And I've only worked with 5,000 companies, and there's 6.2 million left. So we got to get going. There's no fee splitting between you and I. And should you go into some of the other services which are not covered in the first certification, recurring revenue would be available to you. Most importantly, you'll have recognition. If you just get certified to embellish your current resume, your personal growth is assured. And should you start your own practice, we'll show you how to create wealth based on your resume. So let me sum up by saying the next steps are completely up to you. You can enroll in our training, start full or part-time, or call us at 310-305-7198, or you can email me at gil@gilcargill.com, or you can try and figure to do it yourself, DIY, or give myself or my business partner Debbie Snyder a call and we'll talk. Or you can do nothing and hope that right sizing doesn't take your job. As always, I wish you good luck and good selling, and you can reach us at either one of our 2 websites, gilcargill.com and the Sales Leadership Forums with an S.com. Thanks so much for your time and attention, and have a great day.